So, as you as you can probably as you probably know, the automotive industry hasn't changed much in the last decades. Um, but it's important to change it because it's an industry that alone makes the 5% of all the S&P 500, and it's an industry that is worth 700 billions. Only in the emerging countries, the industry will be like something like 60 billion in the next coming year, because a big revolution is coming up in these countries, and actually the traditional players are trying to address it in a very traditional manner with old models, all the proposals, all the approaches. Indeed, this is an industry that is made mostly of dinosaurs. That's why, and we know that because our founders have more than 30 years experience working with top brands of this industry, coming from Italy. And on top of this experience, on top of this 30 years experience, our founders, we created OS Vehicle. OS Vehicle is just a modular and parametric open source platform to build the next generation of automotive, and also includes the smallest and most affordable hybrid engine ever built, now under testing. And basically what we are, it's an enabler. We are an enabler. We are an enabler because, as you can see, we are shortening the time to market, and we are lowering a lot the barriers of entrance to this industry that usually you need to spend at least 2 million euros and at least 3 years in research if you want to build a new car or generally a new automotive solution. So we are looking to enable a new breed of startups in automotive. We are looking for brands and single designers. We are looking for communities and cities. And we want to enable them through a network of partners that we are already building. And we want to allow them to create what we need for the future of automotive. So basically, infinite solutions tailored to a niche market that is still there, and now it's impossible to be addressed because it's not really in line with the traditional approach of the automotive industry that is monolithic and that is based on big numbers and largely profitable opportunities. For the part of the solution that we still don't know, we choose to adopt an open source model to allow people to hack not only the car, but also the way the car can be built or the solution can be developed. We also make things differently. I don't know if you know that, but mostly the 20% of the price of a car, it's basically logistics. And that's why we created a car that can, and that's why somebody calls us the IKEA car, because we build this car in kits, and these kits can fit, in the same space you can fit one car in a container, we can fit 16 kits for the Tabby. That's the name of the car. We build these things through a distributed network. We create the kits, we send it to the local assembler, creating local jobs, and reducing a lot the overall carbon footprint of this process. We can do that because our car is so simple that you can build it in a room with no special machinery, with no special tool. And if you believe it or not, you can put together one Tabby in just 41 minutes. So if you don't really believe it, there is a time lapse that you can check on this. There's no time to show you, but you can just check on this address. It's very easy. Just try to memorize it. But anyway, it's basically all over the internet. So by doing this, by using an existing infrastructure of workshops, maybe, I don't know, maybe people that have been left behind the globalization, that they have skills, they have space, they have knowledge to build a car, but they don't really have the opportunity right now, we can achieve a really exponential growth because we are going to tap into network effects. What we want to do is transforming the typically very monolithic profiteering chain of the automotive industry that now basically sees just two players into the picture. We want to transforming it into a participative value chain where everybody can have a chunk of the profit that is related to building a car. Right now, probably most of you think that we are going to be the fabricator of the car, but in reality, we don't really want to be there because also we don't know what will happen in the fabrication from a fabrication perspective in maybe 2 or 3 or 5 years. We want to be the platform that put all these pieces together. We want to create a business that is multi-stakeholder, that is inclusive, and can be sustainable not just from an environmental perspective, but also from a social perspective. That's why most of the press all over the world loves the project. We have been featured basically everywhere. And that's why since October, we have been overwhelmed by the request of the contributors and potential assemblers, brands, people that want to build new cars. And I had like a couple of chats also here at the Wisher Fest with people that is interested to build a new car on top of our platform. So if you're interested in knowing how the future of your car looks like, just come to osvehicle.com, get in touch, and take part on this revolution. Thanks very much for the attention.